All right, good evening. I'm 5 News meteorologist Stephen Elmore. Here's the latest updates on the storms that we've been talking about all week, all day today. Now we finally have that severe thunderstorm watch across portions of northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. This severe thunderstorm watch is going to go out until 1 a.m. heading into Tuesday morning for Washington, Madison, Franklin, Sebastian, Crawford, Sequoia, and Leflore County. This was just issued a few minutes ago. So now we're starting to see where our tornado watch was just extended into Delaware County, and now we're going to see these storms continue to have the potential to produce some severe thunderstorm warnings as we go on throughout the rest of this evening into early morning heading into tomorrow morning. So here's the latest update. Again, that severe thunderstorm watch issued until 1 a.m. Still have the chances of seeing some strong damaging wind gusts, still have the potential of seeing some damaging hail, and even the potential of seeing some rotation in a system if we start to see a cell track towards northwest Arkansas and the River Valley later on tonight. We've already seen these storms capable of producing tornadoes. We had a tornado just north of the Tulsa metro about 30 minutes to an hour ago or so that tracked a far distance. It was a confirmed tornado on the ground just north of the Tulsa metro. Here's a look at what radar looks like right now. Again, still lots of cloud coverage across northwest Arkansas in the River Valley, but really no rainfall just yet. The storms are still further off towards the west. We did have one pop-up cell move through McAllister, and it was severely warned, but it's died down over time to where the point where we now don't have a severe thunderstorm warning. So could see some scattered showers, maybe a few strikes of lightning moving just north of the Fort Smith region there in the next half hour to an hour or so. But again, not severely warned right now unless this cell decides to re-energize itself and produce those strong wind gusts again. Most likely not going to see a severe thunderstorm warning out of this cell that's moving into Leflore and Sequoia counties right now. Here's a wider look at what our system looks like right now. Again, most of the activity is still further off towards the west across central Oklahoma. So these strong storms still capable of producing some severe weather. Just that one severe thunderstorm warning right now in northeastern Oklahoma. So we've still got a long night ahead of just kind of waiting and seeing how these storms react to the environment that they're in. The environment that they're in right now across central Oklahoma, really not seeing a lot of activity because we've seen some storms already this evening across places like Oklahoma City into the Tulsa metro, but those storms just haven't quite reached closer towards the state line here for Arkansas so far this evening. There's a lot of lift in the atmosphere right now that's pushing these storms more towards the northeast rather than that eastern trend. I think the best chance we're going to see if we get any severe weather is going to be out of this line of thunderstorms that's moving across Oklahoma City right now. We'll be watching that line of thunderstorms as that's making more of a eastern trend rather than pushing up towards the northeast. And those thunderstorms are just starting to blow up now. Again, you can kind of see this 1 hour loop that we have going on. Kind of came out of nowhere where these thunderstorms were non-existent, and then they popped up into this line of thunderstorms that's pushing through the Oklahoma City metro right now. So we'll be watching that trend over the next couple of hours to see if we could see some severe weather later on tonight. We still have all the ingredients to have that severe weather. High dew point values, unusually warm temperatures for this evening. So again, it's still all there to be able to produce those severe thunderstorms. Just haven't seen any activity yet. So again, we could be looking at a later timeline than initially expecting. We were kind of targeting that 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. window right now. We're sitting here closer towards 9 o'clock now, and most of the storms that we were expecting across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have really pushed up towards the northeast rather than making that eastern turn. So that's kind of our system we're watching right now to see if that is capable of producing that severe weather. If anything, since we're underneath that severe thunderstorm warning or severe thunderstorm watch, until 1 a.m., we're most looking like a straight line wind potential and a hail potential. Now, with that severe thunderstorm watch, there is a tornado tag, so we still have the chances of maybe seeing some rotation later on this evening, but nothing as of right now. We just wanted to hop on here and mention to you that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch. I'll go ahead and pull that up once again to show you here across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. What you see highlighted in pink here, that's going to go out until 1 a.m. unless they decide to cancel it early because the storms aren't producing that severe weather. So let's go ahead and take another look at that wider angle real quick. Again, still lots of strong activity across northeastern Oklahoma right now, but again, that's most likely going to continue to push off towards the northeast and miss northwest Arkansas completely. Again, we talked about this cell that was severely warned a little bit ago. As it moves closer into Sequoia County now, it's just falling apart. There's most likely no activity going to be expected out of this outside of some showers, maybe a few strikes of lightning, some rumbles of thunder. I don't even think it's really producing any hail at this point as it's continued to diminish. It really doesn't have any other storms to keep it together. It's just kind of floating out there. So it's falling apart pretty quickly. But that doesn't mean we couldn't see some of those scattered showers before we start to see this line of thunderstorms further off towards the west push off into eventually into eastern Oklahoma and then riding into northwest Arkansas and the river valley. So that's really our trend that we're following right now. I'm going to go ahead and check our National Weather Service out of Tulsa to see what we're talking about right now. They're really talking about how much these storms have been lifting so far this evening. Still producing a lot of strong storms. Again, just north of Tulsa, about an hour or so ago, we had a tornado on the ground confirmed, but that's making that northeastern trend into Kansas and into western Missouri. So these thunderstorms that are further off towards our northwest really not going to play a factor for us anymore as they continue to push off towards the north. What we're looking at is this line of thunderstorms now that's going to be tracking this way, and that's why we have that severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have from the Storm Prediction Center. Again, if you're with us earlier on this evening or even this afternoon, we talked about how we had that level 4 moderate risk, that red polygon across eastern Oklahoma and central Oklahoma. The Storm Prediction Center has gotten rid of that level 4 risk. Now we just have still that level 3 risk across northwest Arkansas and the river valley. So again, still a potential of seeing some strong to damaging storms this evening. We just have to wait and see what that line of thunderstorms in the Oklahoma City metro right now is going to produce and how long it can sustain itself as it makes that eastern trend towards northwest Arkansas and the river valley. Here's kind of a look at what we're expecting throughout the rest of the night tonight based off our Futurecast model run. This is we're set at 12 a.m. now. I'm going to go ahead and back this up a little bit. So we're at 9 right now. So again, a lot of these cells, what Futurecast is picking up is that later on tonight, we could have some severe thunderstorms further out towards the west, but they're lifting a lot, lifting up towards the north, which is a good thing. If we can escape tonight with not seeing much activity at all, because all these storms lifted up towards the northeast, then we might not see much activity tonight. But as it stands right now, we're just hanging on to that severe thunderstorm watch throughout the rest of this evening, just in case we do start to see that line of thunderstorms across Oklahoma City push into northwest Arkansas and the river valley. And if they do, it's an untapped environment. We haven't had anything so far tonight, and over the next couple of hours, we might not get anything. So if we do get some storms to arrive, they'll be an untapped environment, and they could really pop up with a lot of energy really quick to produce the capabilities of some strong damaging wind gusts, some hail, maybe even an isolated tornado. We just are in that waiting stage right now to see what they produce. So here's a look at 1 a.m. heading into tomorrow morning, 1:30. Still could see some activity across northwest Arkansas. Here's a look at 2:30 in the morning, and then we start to lose those rain chances as they continue to push off towards the northeast. So heading into tomorrow, definitely going to be cooler. Daytime highs only expected to be into the 50s. We're going to get that cooler air still. Morning temperatures over the next couple of days are going to be starting off into the 30s. But then we'll really start to dry out throughout the rest of the week. Going into the weekend, temperatures already back up into the 70s. And then we got our next system, of course, arriving Sunday into Monday for the eclipse. We'll see how that one pans out. Still too far away right now for the eclipse watchers that we have right now. Doesn't look great right now. Doesn't mean that can't change over the next couple of days. we'll be watching our next system for next weekend as we get closer towards the eclipse. All right, here's the threats for tonight still. Again, this timing is a little bit off because we use these in earlier shows. I think we're looking at more of later this evening now as the potential of seeing some of those strong storms. But I really do think still we have a good potential of, if we do get some severe storms, to see them produce some large hail, some strong wind gusts, and maybe an isolated tornado. Those are still our main risks for this evening. Not a lot of rainfall picking up, so our flash flooding concern is very low over the night tonight and heading into tomorrow morning. Whatever rain we pick up, models are suggesting that we may only pick up an inch at the max, probably less than that. So flash flooding, not a concern. Really just looking at the potential for some of those stronger winds, reducing that hail, and maybe even some rotation. So this is going to be a quick live stream. We just wanted to hop on here and show you the severe thunderstorm watch that we have. They're updating this tornado watch right here. So I'm going to go ahead and check out that information to see what they're talking about. I believe what they're trying to do is extend it to later on into the night. Let's see here. So that tornado watch extended into Delaware County for Oklahoma. That one is now extended until 11 p.m. this evening is for that tornado watch. They're also updating the severe thunderstorm watch as well for us. So again, we're looking at a later timeline tonight than what was expected. All the storms that we were expecting around that 8, 9 o'clock period, those have pushed up towards the north and northeast into southern Missouri and southern portions of Kansas. Now we're looking at a secondary line of thunderstorms that's going to be cutting across the heart of Oklahoma right now and pushing into northwest Arkansas and the River Valley later on tonight rather than earlier on this evening. So definitely looking at an overnight event potentially. We're already well after sunset now. Could be looking closer towards the 10, 11 midnight timing now for this system as we follow these trends. Let's take one last look at radar. Again, no activity right now. We talked about in the beginning, this system continues to fall apart. Folks who live in Sequoia County or the west side of Fort Smith, you may see some showers here shortly, but definitely not even close to the severe limit. What we're going to be watching is this line of thunderstorms across Oklahoma City and into southern portions of Oklahoma, continuing to track its way east. If we get any severe weather, severe thunderstorm warning, or even a tornado warning, we'll definitely be hopping back on here. But we have our newscast in under an hour, so we'll be talking a little bit about what we're talking about right now with the update with the watch and what we can expect throughout the rest of the night tonight. But we're in that waiting game right now, seeing what's going to be produced, how strong these winds are going to be, how much energy is still left to be used now that we're getting closer towards the midnight hour. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Again, severe thunderstorm watch. It goes out till 1 a.m. heading into Tuesday morning. Outside of that, we'll continue to watch these storms. So keep it here, keep it local. As always, we'll keep you advised.